We are ready to wrap things up here from the rinks at Exeter. Our final game on our final day to complete a three-day slate. And it all wraps up here with the 2010 bracket, the championship game. It is Team Massachusetts. They are taking on Team New Hampshire. Our fourth and final game of the day. Team Vermont prevailed over Team Massachusetts 5-3 in the 2011 bracket to win. So you had Vermont finishing first, Massachusetts the runner-up, and then New Hampshire third, or rather Maine third and New Hampshire fourth. We will see where things stand here between Massachusetts and New Hampshire playing for the title here this afternoon. For Mass, Ryan Knox in goal, the only goaltender dressed on their roster, so no surprise there. And for New Hampshire, they have two goaltenders dressed. They will start out with Archie Whibley, and they'll start with a quick goal. 31 seconds into the game, and on their second shot of the game, Hampshire has a 1-0 lead quickly. Reed O'Birding jumped in and with Knox down and out was able to cash in early, 31 seconds in. And now Mass will be forced to play from behind here in the opening half minute of the game. They are the visitors, Mass, dressed in the crimson jerseys. New Hampshire, the home team, in all white with blue serving as a trim on the uniform. And an excellent start for them. Big hit there in the corner as that pass intercepted by Cabana, who keeps it in. Centering feed, intercepted. And out come Team Massachusetts in across the line from the circle. That shot will deflect in onto the net. Whibley makes his first save. Hampshire clears it out and ahead. Full change for Team New Hampshire as this long stretch pass is stepped into by Logan Smith, the defenseman carrying it in. He just got spun off stride as it's picked up here. Right out in front, cleared aside and thrown off the boards. No icing here. Smith from his own zone will send it. But up a vacated wing, and this will also not have enough for an icing. We will play on as it's rolled up the wing. Massachusetts trying to get something going here early as Raytano was checked. We have a stoppage here. Puck into the feet of Tim Matolo. As it's worked in down the boards by Geiselman. New Hampshire turning it up ice quickly as it's passed up onto the wing for Casey. He will take it around the goal, and there's a collision there with Knox and the net. He got knocked back into the post by his own teammate too at that. Geiselman was wrapped up with someone. Massachusetts from their own defensive zone. Send it up right through the middle of neutral ice. Oberding reaching for that puck. Gentile took a big hit, trying to move it to Jaffe. New Hampshire instead sending it back up the other way. Into the slot, that shot deflects. Goes wide as there's a crunching check laid on to Gentile. More checking going on in the corner. Short tried to finish a hit. Pass off short stick. As New Hampshire trying to maintain control here, ahead 1-0, courtesy of a goal 31 seconds in, as that shot is flagged down by Knox. Off the draw. Puck cleared out off a stick. Gathered up here, in across the line. That shot is into the glove of Whibley, and he'll hang on to it. Moved ahead through neutral ice and in across the line for New Hampshire. Gallo got sent, launched backwards on a big hit from Biscayno. That is an interference penalty there. Massachusetts will be shorthanded as a result. Could also argue that was a high-looking check too. The hands following up. So the game's first power play goes to Team New Hampshire. They'll try and double their lead up here with 15:52 to go in the first. Long shot wide from Cabana, and then there's a dangerous check there from behind, and just like that, New Hampshire nullifies that power play just 15 seconds into it. That is a dangerous type of hit. And Maxwell Prue is guilty. Cross-checking, and an easy one at that to call. So now we'll have 4-on-4. Right back to even strength. And the penalties were a theme of our last game as well. So 4 aside, the ice much more opened up now. See if Massachusetts will benefit, as that's off the short side and cleared away inadvertently by Whibley, but the shot was then blocked from Spavento. Here come New Hampshire in across the line. Oh, what a beautiful move there, but the shot just snapped wide. Michael Shook moving in. Missed to the stick side, but not by a ton. 4-a-side hockey here. New Hampshire trying to make an emphasis to finish on contact as Stickney got sent down. Puck wiggled on ahead. This is Desjardins. Lost the handle, and it's poked back out to center. But New Hampshire quickly can reload in across the line. Casey takes it in deep. Throws a big check there, shoulder to shoulder with Stickney. A physical start to this game for Team New Hampshire. As this is played back to the line, a shot deflects and goes wide. There's a penalty coming up. An interference call, and Team Massachusetts will be short yet again. Stickney is not too happy. I mean, this was a trend in our last game with these calls. We're going to get 4 on 3, and now the bench is getting rung up as well for Team Massachusetts. So an eventful first period here. Unbelievable. Massachusetts in an early hole here, in a precarious situation to be in this early in the game. But our last game also featured a lot of whistles and a lot of penalties, as that shot is wide to the blocker side of Knox, who tries to find it in back of the goal. Puck one-handed back to the point, or it's wristed back into the corner. Prue is about to exit the box. It'll be 5 on 3 as that shot is turned away. Knox used his head there. Five on 3 still as it's moved across. Shook got taken down. That could have been a penalty. We play on. From the point, a shot off a body and wide. Lengthy 5 on 3 for New Hampshire to work with. They have controlled this puck as Casey shoots and scores from the circle. It is a power play goal. Cam Casey able to pick the stick side, and with 13:02 to go, New Hampshire with a 2-goal lead in this first period, and they'll still have power play time. Mass will still be shorthanded for 1 minute and 11 seconds. And they trail in the game 2-0. But the good news is it's still early, 13:02 to go in the first. They will look to kill off the rest of this and try and climb out of a 2-goal hole. Our last game featured 3 shorthanded goals, which you oftentimes never see. Shook picking up the assist on Casey's power play goal. So New Hampshire, who scored 31 seconds into the game, now really benefiting from a series of penalties that have been called. Taken off the draw, short, lost the handle. Taken back up ice by New Hampshire. Prue had it and lost it. Got it back, though, in below the goal line and looks to center. He's given a check there along the corner boards. Good check from Joshua Dion. Puck played back into Dion's corner. He'll slap it on around to the near side, and it's got enough to carry out of the zone all the way down, where it rolls up on edge. With the icing washed out as it's tipped ahead through short. He's able to regain possession, nudging it back to the defense. Get a stoppage here for a hand pass, I believe. Team Massachusetts about to be back at full strength in just 4 seconds. Short stepping in across the line after that face-off tie-up, as the teams are now back to even strength. So New Hampshire able to capitalize on the 5 on 3 to take a 2-0 lead. Looking for more here. Around the net and looking to center. Mason Crows back out for Smith. Long shot all the way in on goal and knocks the save to halt play. Back to the point where Smith tries again from distance, but this time wide of the net. Puck moved around the outside. It is sent up the wall, but not out. Here's Smith again, and a glove save made by Knox. Face-off win for New Hampshire. As along the line, nearly turned over, but a good recovery instead. It's Casey who can shoot and score! What a play along the line to keep the puck onside. Rowan Wilson and Reed Oberding helping to prevent it clear, and then they find Cam Casey at the bottom of the left wing circle. He goes 5-hole. And not even at the halfway mark of the first period, New Hampshire with a 3-0 lead over Team Massachusetts, who need to find a way to stem the bleeding here quickly. It has been all New Hampshire. Massachusetts scored 8 times in their last contest. It's kicked along for New Hampshire to take. They will get it out. Biscayno did not see Shook coming over his shoulder, and Shook backhanded that through the crease and wide. Up to the point, kept in by New Hampshire. That shot deflects in on goal, and a save made by Knox, who can cover things up quickly. Off the draw. Puck gathered up short, side swiping a oncoming check. Cabana with a pass, picked off. Gentile's got some room into the circle, shot off the shoulder of Whibley and into the corner. Gentile, short feed is on. It's pushed towards net, and a whistle can be found. Massachusetts will have an attacking zone faceoff coming up next. Haven't had too many of those, and it looks like, surprise, surprise, we have another penalty. Not sure what it could have been. Slashing. It was after the whistle. So now Team Massachusetts will take to the power play. Have a feeling that Massachusetts is a little frustrated with the officials. But a chance here with a power play of their own to get on the board at least. They need something. Dion ahead to Stickney. Finds Gentile. And across the line. He gets checked into the boards. Puck comes free. It's played off of Stickney. Nobody in a red sweater wants to go for it. And New Hampshire can clear the puck out. Dion ahead to Short. Short on the backhand, down to the forehand, and a save made there off the pads of Whibley. Short had it poked off his stick by Smith, and it's sent all the way down ice. New Hampshire, period of the long change, so they try and get Some fresh bodies out there for the penalty kill. Short able to accelerate ahead. He's got Stickney moving in with him. Stickney with a shot, and it's right into the glove of Whibley for the save. Puck over into the corner. Jabbed along by Oberding. Team Massachusetts able to hold the zone. Short creeping down the wall, now stepping into the circle. Unable to play it on goal, however, under half a minute to go in the Massachusetts power play. From the corner, it is off a New Hampshire player that hit Shook and went across the crease as Biscayno keeps it onside. Nice move there, but the shot was muffled from Short. And Team New Hampshire can clear all the way back down to Knox in the final few seconds of this power play. Massachusetts unable to puncture anything through. And then at the short side, trouble here as it's taken away. And Shook forced one on goal that Knox had to turn aside. Shook too far forward. Tolo can't step in through Casey, who plays one in deep. Hampshire back in defensive posture as it's reversed around their own goal. Played up the boards. Biscayno trying to challenge. McCarthy having trouble as he's still locked up there. Puck fished free. Cabana taken down as it's twirled back in deep by Team Massachusetts. Encouraging shift here as they try and get themselves on the board. Biscayno pinching against McCarthy. The turnaround shot was fanned on, but it stays inside the zone. Now New Hampshire can skate ahead with it. Casey, who's already got two in the game. Forced wide. Checked in the corner, trying to keep the puck on his stick still with just over 6 minutes to go here in the first. A 3-0 lead for Team New Hampshire as it's centered into the slot, and a backhander was just flicked wide of the net. They keep the line. Biscayno up and just out. But New Hampshire is able to work it quickly back in thanks to McCarthy. Puck launched ahead, and it could be a breakaway as they stay onside, but a puck check made there by Whibley. Well timed there with a short jab. Pressure, though, is on. Good turnover forced, but a centering feed was intercepted. New Hampshire just does enough to clear the zone. Philbin back in. Stood into, though, along the wall. And it's cleared all the way back down into the Mass zone where Hakey plays it up a wing. He is forced back, though. Chaffee lost it. Taken by Mass from their own zone, and a long pass is going to go all the way down for an icing as they are unable to connect on that right wing side. .445 left here in the first period. And then we're into the final 20 minutes here from the rinks at Exeter. New Hampshire in control through almost 16 full minutes, but still 24 and a half minutes of hockey to be played here. Softly played up the boards. Grabbed now by Stickney. Cutting middle. Now back to the left. Nice pass on for Short. That's a good save made there Rebound popping back into the slot. A turnaround shot. Loose there. It goes through the crease. And it's finally linked in. After several close shaves, Team Massachusetts gets themselves a much-needed goal. 4:05 to go in the first. And it's Eric Gentile who's able to scoop it up and in after the original shot had just trickled through the crease. 4:05 to go in the period. Massachusetts needed something like that to give way to get them on the board, and they get one in gritty fashion as they stuck with it. And now we'll look for more. Stickney back in. Fanned on the pass, still has it. It is 3-2. Two goals in an 18-second span for Team Massachusetts. And they're back in this game with two quick ones late in the first. It's a one-goal score. Under 4 minutes to go, this time short. In short order, getting Team Massachusetts right back in this thing. New Hampshire now trying to respond here. They jumped out to that 3-0 lead. Quickly now cut down to 1. As there's a big hit from Casey. Stepping into Stickney. He'll now walk in as he nearly split through Spavento. Guided into the corner where Short finishes him off. Hampshire has not been afraid to throw their weight around by any means. Puck overskated at center ice. Shook carries it back in. But Geisselman defends him well, then turns the puck right on over. Shot is blocked though wide. Played into the corner again for Shook. Bottom of the circle. It is centered right to Gentile, who got tripped. And a penalty against New Hampshire late here in the first. It's going to put Team Massachusetts onto the power play with a chance to tie things up before the break. And that would be huge. Kelly is guilty of the penalty for tripping. And a big power play here coming up late in the first period. New Hampshire's able to get it clear right off the hop. As look out, careless with the puck. Massachusetts bailing each other out, and there's going to be more penalties coming up here as that shot is kicked out and the rebound fired wide. Knox hustling to the bench, gets to it, and the extra skater just gets out onto the ice. A roughing penalty, though, is coming up, and with 2:05 to go in the first, a lengthy 5-on-3 is coming up for Team Massachusetts, as now the penalties are starting to mount on Team New Hampshire. This is Guerin, who's going to sit for roughing. A combined 3 minutes and 31 seconds of power play time. And at least one power play goal here would tie the game up. They win the draw. 5-on-3. Played into the circle for Stickney and quickly back on across. A shot here, and it's off the stick of Whibley and into the mesh. Off the draw, it is cleared. All the way down ice. Even just getting one here in this spot would be huge. 1:40 to go in the period. This power play time will not carry over with them to the second. Hickey keeps it in. Puck hops over Gentile's stick, and Smith ribs it all the way around and down ice. Kelly will be the first to exit for New Hampshire in about 40 or so seconds. From center ice, Short carrying it in. Had it knocked off his stick, but it's moved back to the point. Boscano shoots. Another stick save made, and it's once again directed into the net. Final 63 seconds of the first period. Team Massachusetts trailed by 3-0. But two quick goals have gotten them back in it. As that shot was fanned on by Hickey. Final 50 seconds of the first. 5-on-3 for a dozen more seconds as it's centered and driven right on goal. Good save made there. And a cover. Played across to Dion. Final 40 seconds. He'll shoot all the way through. Right into the chest. And no further play. Kelly will exit the box in 4 seconds. And then a 5-on-4 for half a minute. As this puck offside. A tough play to make. New Hampshire will just dump this in. Shorthanded for 20 more seconds as the puck is turned over. But then stolen back by Massachusetts. Stickney pushed it too far forward, and it's shoveled over to the sideboards. Wisely there by Whibley. Last 10 seconds of the period. No icing here. New Hampshire able to kill off the 5-on-3, but they do concede 2 goals late to see their 3-0 lead cut down to 3-2. That's where we stand going into the second period. That's up next after this break. Back here inside the rinks of Exeter for our final period of this lengthy tournament. It's been a long weekend, 3 full days of hockey, Friday through Sunday. We've already crowned one champion in the 2011 bracket. Now we're 20 minutes away from seeing who will emerge as the champion here in the 2010 bracket. Team New Hampshire got off to a pretty fast start, racing out to a 3-0 lead, but Team Massachusetts has chiseled their way back into this game. They scored twice in an 18-second span, getting goals from Eric Gentile and Drew Short to pull themselves to within one here. Shots were 22-13 after that first period of play. No change in net as we're back underway, and 20 minutes now. All that is left here in this New England States rivalry challenge. Team Massachusetts was defeated 5-3 by Team Vermont in the 2011 bracket. Team New Hampshire trying to knock off Team Massachusetts now in the 2010 bracket. In across the line, McCarthy had it swiped off his stick, trying to get it back from the near corner. As he sends a puck on around, it was cut off. They could not clear. Piscano from Matolo had his pass picked off. Crows nearly slipped his way on through. Pass out of the zone through the skates of Jaffe. New Hampshire can play it back in around the wall. That goes off a stick, and a shot kicked out by Knox off that opportunity for Prue. Things getting physical still. That was a trend in that first period for New Hampshire. Puck freed from out of the corner. Somebody is without a stick as it is centered right to the front, but Piscano there to block it, and he one-hands it out of the zone. Jaffe able to force a turnover, but sends the puck the opposite direction. Now Team Massachusetts can finally get this in deep. But Team New Hampshire trying to make sure they work it out of the zone in a hurry. Here is Prue with a shot that knuckled in towards goal. It was an off-speeder. Knox was able to get a pad onto it. Here is Stickney now with the puck, left wing side. He'll toss one towards goal, and it's sticked away up to the glass. Hakey trying to hold the zone. Instead, it's punched down around this freshly made sheet of ice. It can carry all the way behind the net of Knox. Gentile trying to pick up some speed here right across center ice. Was bothered there just a bit from behind. Kept possession of the puck, though, but on the wraparound attempt, couldn't swing it out in front. Shook carrying it back the other way for New Hampshire. Stops up, tries to feather one out in front. Losing his stick was Casey, who has 2 of the 3 for New Hampshire. Here is Short, in with speed. Had it poked off his blade into the corner. Good stick check there from Cronin. Spavento with a shot that was blocked along the half boards. They try and dig for it as a centering feed was off the skates of Smith. He cannot clear as Spavento's shot blocked by Desjardins. Now a chance dangerously close to the New Hampshire goal. They try and clear it away. It rattles off a set of skates. They get it up to the line but not out. And now it's finally banked out off an open wing. Max Morgan able to turn it back in deep. New Hampshire will have to break out from their own zone, and they'll just launch this one down ice. Nobody in the vicinity of that pass, and it's an icing on Team New Hampshire as we're nearly 4 minutes into the second. Played around the back of the New Hampshire goal. Good cancellation by Spavento. Back to play it is Oberding. Will open the scoring 31 seconds into this tilt. Couldn't have started it any better for New Hampshire, but got to give Team Massachusetts a lot of credit. They've chipped their way back into it. 1 goal game here in this third period. 4.5 minutes gone by. Jaffe turns it in wide of the goal, and Massachusetts can change out in full. Short on for Gentile. Played that too far forward. Up to an open wing where Crows can just softly drift it into space. It's nudged up the wing, and Gentile can pitchfork this one down the boards. In pursuit is Stickney, but it's moved away from him. A quick out here for New Hampshire as Kelly had options up ice, but turned the puck over, and now it is Short. Tried to kick to the stick, but lost it. And now a chance perhaps for New Hampshire trying to corral this puck. Prue with a chance blocked. Now it is Short who was unable to step around Niven. Stickney, though, helping out defensively. But Hakey surrendering possession. A lot of wayward passing here by both teams. Massachusetts can finally settle it down, but they nearly turned it over again. Braden Guerin able to play this around the boards in deep. Taken now by Prue, trying to shake himself free. We had what you could call a penalty-filled first, but so far in this second, knock on wood, 6 minutes in, we are penalty-free. Short in. He got clobbered in across the line there. Shook. Got a big piece of him. But Short did have the puck. As now Shook pushes it in towards the crease. Paddled out of there by Knox. As Desjardins unable to keep the play onside. New Hampshire can reload from the red line as it's played in down the boards. There's a big check. Biscayno caving his man in. Shook finishing another hit along the end boards. Here comes Reitano, and he'll loop that one into Whibley's chest with 13:07 to go. The New Hampshire goaltender will freeze it. Still a 1-goal game here. This final period of regulation. Tipped away into the corner. And now taken by Casey. Sitting on 2 goals. Stood into by Dion. Nicely done there. And he clears it off the glass. As it can be moved in deep by Reitano. Mass needs a full change. Smith sneaking his way up through center ice. Smith into the circle, still with it. Bumped a bit off stride, and the puck comes free. It's cleared ahead, but too far forward of Desmond Hames. Smith with it here from his own zone. Long pass just out of Casey's reach. Transition here with New Hampshire changing as Philbin drifting out high, lost the puck and then got dumped by Wilson. Puck tipped into space. Philbin 1 against 2. Not much room for him as he just settles for knocking it into the corner. This is sent all the way down ice and wide of Knox. So it is an icing. Off the draw. That shot pitched right back on net. And we'll have another face-off inside the New Hampshire zone. Puck was stuck in a forest of skates. A couple of players are still intertwined with each other. Gathered up at center ice, but Gentile could not advance it. New Hampshire offside as they now tag up. Stickney could not handle it. He then goes toppling over Gallo. Lost a stick in the process. Gentile trying to thread it through to Short. Into space, hoping for Short, but a good cutoff there from Oberding. D to D he goes. Sent ahead by Wilson, but not out of the zone. Short in a battle along the near side wall. It's finally worked out by New Hampshire. And Stickney forced to drop back. Shook takes over for New Hampshire as we're nearing the halfway mark of this second period. 10:25 to go. Shot there, blocked straight away off Biscayno. Now Shook opening up. Shook with a feed on a cross, hoping for Wilson, who jumped in. Wilson could not pull the trigger, and then his pass exits the zone. Oberding, though, quick re-entry here. He wastes no time in across the line. Drops it off, but the shot from the slot was fanned on. Taken back by Shook. Open! And New Hampshire cannot knock it through. What a save there for Knox, who had to stretch and get a glove to it. Massachusetts having to be careful as they scramble to get players onto the ice. Shook again with a shot, and that is stopped as well by Knox. He had a wide open teammate in front of the cage. And Desjardins looked like he had Knox all faked out, but he never gave up on the shot as he makes a save there. Off the stick. McCarthy settles it down out high. Good stick, though, from Dion, but despite cutting down the pass, he could not clear the zone. 9 minutes to go in the game. Still a 3-2 score. McCarthy trying to change that. Blocker save made by Knox. Played towards the front again, and it can be cleared again. Philbin forces the issue. Now Morgan tries to step in. A shot right on is kicked out. Now McCarthy trying to wave it around to check. Dion quickly back up for Philbin. Now Jaffe right in across the line. Blocker down into the corner. Spavento with a knuckler. Turned away as well. Goaltenders have been great here in this second period. Could be a 2-1-1 here for New Hampshire. As the shot and they score. .06 to go in the first goal of the second period. Belongs to Team New Hampshire as they get some separation here. Both teams were trading chances off, and in transition, Team New Hampshire snaps home what could be a critical insurance marker with just over 8 minutes to go. But Massachusetts has proven themselves to be resilient in this game. They are in need of a goal here as Short trying to do it all on his own. Just lost the puck. It's cleared back out to neutral ice. Spavento will move it back for Stickney. His soft pass was cut down. Prue could not advance it as it was stabbed off his stick. Here is Short with a shot off the mask of Whibley, and he'll cover up. Perhaps having to give his mask a look there. He took one square off the face. But it appears as though his gear is in order. Ever fun when you take one off the dome like that? Especially when it's taken square off the head. Long pass, find its way to Desjardins. He'll take a shot. That was stopped and then covered at the whistle sounds, and it's no goal. It almost broke through off of Knox, who had to dive back along the line to cover up, and then he got the whistle to sound just before it was knocked into the goal by Team New Hampshire. That could have very well put this game away. It would have made it 5-2. Instead, however, only 4-2 still, with 7:13 now to go in this championship contest. Good keep there by New Hampshire. Toscano, though, steps up into a pass. Now trying to lead Morgan ahead. He got spun around and lost the puck in his skates as a result. It is pinned along in the corner and skated free eventually by New Hampshire. Kelly with a toe drag that caused him to wipe out. And it's offside on New Hampshire as a whole here. Ha! Haven't heard Indiana Jones yet today. Or no, we did. It was Star Wars. No, they've been doing both. They've been doing a binge today. We were on a Disney kick. I guess Star Wars is considered Disney, as that shot is snared nicely by Knox. It's been a long day. We've been here since about 7 in the morning. I got here at around 7:20, 7:30. And now here we are, almost 2 o'clock in the afternoon, almost 4 games later. We are just about ready to punch out ourselves. Still got 6:25 though to go in this game. New Hampshire trying to close out Massachusetts. They lead it 4-2 here. Would be nice for the Granite Staters to get it done here in their home state. Of course, not all of these kids are native to Exeter, but still pretty neat nonetheless. A couple of them do play for the Seacoast Spartans elite program and premier a couple of other programs represented as well, as Knox makes the save on both rosters. Programs like the Junior Warriors, Junior Eagles, the Islanders, both PAL and Middlesex. It's a cool thing about these tournaments, brings all these different kids from different teams together. Some of them, though, are teammates with each other on their respective teams. Here is Gentile. Made a nice move, but got lit up there. Caught with his head down. However, it's a penalty with 5:07 to go in the game. Casey, the guilty party. Roughing is the call, and trailing here by 2 and in need of 2. Team Massachusetts will use their timeout here with 5:07 to go in the third. So Knox is going to remain in this game as we break from the timeout. Massachusetts, though, to the power play, trying to make it at least a 1-goal score here. Under 5 minutes to go. Should Massachusetts tie this game up, we would play overtime. But we won't get too far ahead of ourselves here just yet. As Short will carry it in across the line, dropping it off. Dion walking the blue line. Couple bodies going down in the slot area. As Gentile will move it to Biscayno. Wrister blocked. He gets it back, opens up, now fires again. And scores! Just what they were looking for with 4:26 to go. And Massachusetts, for the second time, has pulled it to within 1. And they've got time on their side with, again, 4:26 remaining in this tilt. That was a pinpoint shot from the far point. It rattled off the upper post and in. Whibley never saw it as it went past him on the glove hand side, and a very timely power play goal for Team Massachusetts. Michael Biscayno let that fly. And it certainly did not look like it changed direction as Gentile scampers in. Played it into the feet of Oberding, and then a collision in the New Hampshire crease as the net was knocked off. Should shape up to be a frantic final 4 minutes here from the rinks at Exeter, and what a pretty fitting way to close out our final game of this New England States Rivalry Challenge. A championship is on the line. And fitting that all the games here today have been pretty darn close. Our 2 consolation games were both 2-goal scores. And then Vermont prevailed over Massachusetts by a 5-3 score. New Hampshire trying to kill some clock off. Gentile from afar shoots in. It's off the stick of Whibley. Hampshire clears it out. They have never trailed in this game. And the game has also not yet been played tied. We started off 0-0, and that lasted just 31 seconds as this puck is centered and tipped away out high. A shot over the crossbar. Knox picked it up late. Massachusetts sending one down ice, and it just misses the New Hampshire goal, so it is an icing. Back down into the Massachusetts zone. They already used their timeout. Shook got knocked down by Biscayno off the draw. Puck available, and it's Casey to move it in deep. Shook. Score! What a feed from Shook. And Braden Guerin finds the stick side corner with 2:50 to go. New Hampshire once again finding separation. They lead by 2. It's 5-3. Massachusetts has found ways to get themselves back into this game and get close within a goal, but that's as close as they have gotten. And somehow Guerin found himself unchecked in front of Knox. Puck twirled in. Picked up by Dion. He'll turn away from pressure. Casey, though, sticks tight to him. Pass deflected ahead by Hames. Full sail change for Team Massachusetts as that shot in wide. 2 minutes to go. A big goal late for Braden Guerin. And New Hampshire offside. Gentile will move it on back. Knox is getting waved, and now he'll get called as this is played in on goal, and Whibley is forced to freeze it. $1:37 left and down by 2. The net empty. It's all hands on deck for Team Massachusetts. Already used their timeout. New Hampshire still has theirs in their back pocket. Have not opted to use it just yet. Short will get tossed from the draw. Stickney in to take it. He wins it. Buscano across the line for Hakey. Minute and a half to go as it's off the glass and glove down. An empty net awaits as New Hampshire will seal it. Fired into the empty net by Nicholas Cabana. 6-3 with $1:22 to go. That should put this game on ice here. New Hampshire led it 3-0 early. Massachusetts got themselves back into the game at 3-2 and then 4-3, but now late here in the game in the final 70 seconds, New Hampshire finds themselves once again back up by a trio. Final minute here in this championship game. Both Massachusetts teams were able to make the title here in both the 2010 and 2011 bracket, but barring a miracle here in the next 45 seconds, neither will win. Under 40 to go. Carried in by Guerin, who scored a big goal late to restore a 2-goal lead. In the slot, Shook. Thought he had someone to his left, turns it over. Big hit there along the wall between Casey and Matolo. In the final 15 seconds here. Chipped out off of Morgan's stick, less than 10 to go. New Hampshire banging and clamoring on the bench as time will run out, and they will win 6-3. The final over Team Massachusetts. New Hampshire led as many as 3-0 in the first, and despite a pushback from Massachusetts, New Hampshire was able to weather things and ultimately prevail by a 6-3 final here in the 2010 bracket. We will see who a tournament MVP is. Should be announced here after the handshake lines. They did not quit after falling 3-0. They cut it down to 1 on 2 separate occasions. But just could not find that extra goal to tie things up, and they're going to fall here ultimately. In the end, 6-3 is the final. And for Team New Hampshire, able to win it here from the rinks at Exeter. Teams will line up for a brief presentation. And no surprise, Cam Casey from Team New Hampshire named the MVP. He had a pair of goals in that first period of play to help New Hampshire out to a 3-0 lead, and they never relinquished it on their way to winning this game 6-3, the final. That's going to do it for us here for the New England States Rivalry Challenge, a great 3-day affair here from the rinks at Exeter. I want to thank the great staff here in Exeter for all their work throughout all 3 days of this tournament. It takes a village to get one of these things started and finished, and we couldn't have done it without their great support. Your final score here one more time. It's Team New Hampshire 6, Team Massachusetts 3. My name is Tyler Arago saying so long here from Exeter, New Hampshire. Have a good rest of your Sundays, everybody.